Right, buddy, in this video I'll be talking about should Kobbie Mainoo be given a new contract. I'll be going through all the latest news, what's been going on. Now, it has been an interesting day. Kobbie Mainoo's contract at Manchester United has been talked about for the last couple of months. Now, obviously, reports about the wages that he wants. Now, listen, I think with Kobbie Mainoo, there is a player there. And there's a player who, again, Manchester United might have to sell for PSR FFP. Now, Sir Jim Radcliffe has come out and said that he would not sell players like Mainoo and Garnacho. Amorim himself has come out and said he wants to keep players like Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo. Now, the Kobbie Mainoo situation is different. He's a homegrown player. Similar to Garnacho, both come through the academy. In terms of wages and what he's currently on now, he is on 20 grand a week. His contract ends in 2027. So it's not like there's any rush to sign him. I think with his agent, it's a negotiation tactic. He's been doing it. His agency has been doing it all summer. Because he knows the financial situation that Manchester United are in. And I think Kobbie Mainoo, you look at some of the players earning more than him. You got Rashford, we're still paying 75 grand to. Anthony, we're still paying 60k to. Patrick Dorgu's on 40 grand. Now, Mainoo reportedly wants 180 grand. Now, I don't think he'll get anywhere near that. I think max for Kobbie Mainoo should be about 80 grand. I mean, you look at Højlund, he's on about 80. Delo's on 80. I think that would be perfect. I think when you're pushing towards that sort of money is ridiculous. I mean, you look at some of the wages that United currently pay players. Casemiro 350, Rashford was on about 350. I know he's on loan now, but Sancho as well 350. Bruno Fernandes 350. There's a lot of money there that we're just wasting on players. Maguire's on 190. We can't afford to be doing this with players. I think with Mainoo, he's a very valued player of the squad. And I think giving him a new contract, giving him an increase in wage would help. I think United's got one of the worst wage bills in Premier League. Probably history. I mean, the amount of wages is absolutely insane. I've got the wage structure up here. Luke Shaw, 150 grand. Sancho, 150 grand on loan. Eriksen, 150. Maguire, 190. Mason Mount, 250. Bruno, 300. Like, it's ridiculous wages. And I think, yes, some of those players deserve it. I think Bruno does, but Casemiro shouldn't be on 350. And I think there's a point where players will just come into Manchester United just with a ridiculous wage. And going back to Kobbie Mainoo, he's a player with a lot of potential. And I think one of the players, like Yoro, like Ahmad, like Aiden Heaven, like Dorgu, we should be building this Manchester United team. And Garnacho, and maybe Højlund to an extent, should be building this team around. And like I said, there's a talented player there. He's a player with a lot of potential. He's really working under Amorim, and I don't think Manchester United will sell him. I think it's a negotiation tactic to increase his wages. And again, PSR, profit sustainability rules, United might look after sell homegrown players. I mean, it was only because it came out in an article from Florian Plettenberg, who again was just dashing Kobbie Mainoo's name in there. I mean, it was weird when I saw it as well. I think players, you look at the players that are likely to leave. Casemiro, I talk about the likely or guaranteed rather. Eriksen, that saves 150 grand a week. That's 7.8 million a year. Sancho, I mean, we don't know what's going on with him. Could he coming back to Manchester United? I think Rashford's guaranteed to leave. That saves you about 350k a week. Johnny Evans, 65 grand a week. Like, we will be saving money, but I think one of the biggest mistakes that United have made over the years has been the wage structure. I think, like Alexis Sanchez, I mean, he only came to us because we were offering ridiculous amounts of money. And I think that was kind of the benchmark for all the other players to be on ridiculous wages. Now, if you look at some of the other, if you look at, I'll get a different club in the Premier League. Let's look at Manchester City, for example. I know they've got Haaland on ridiculous wages. And this is not all about wages, but I think it's interesting to kind of compare wages. I think with Mainoo, I think he should be given a new contract. I think maybe on about 80k a week would make a lot of sense. As I said, he's a player with a lot of potential, and he can definitely build and improve on that. I think he's an established England international. I think he probably would have got called up. Obviously, he is injured at the moment, so that's probably why, obviously why he didn't. But as I said, he was the future. He's a mainstay in this United team. And I think he's one of those players who you look at, he wants to stay at Manchester United. Now, I think he is one at the time when he was playing at his best peaks. He was probably one of the most important players in this Manchester United team. And I think at only, 20 or 19 years of age, he's definitely someone we can build upon. And I'm actually excited just to see him play football, hopefully after the international break when he comes back from injury, because I think we do need his quality. Now look at this. So I would say in terms of Mainoo, he's probably similar wage to Phil Foden, and he's on 225 grand a week. So, I mean, you look at some of the wages Man City play. Doku, 50 grand a week. He's a very good player for them. Players on similar wages to him, you have Rico Lewis, Kusanov. So I understand why he would want that sort of money, but I think 100 grand would be the limit I'm willing to go with Mainoo. I mean, you look at, I think ideally for me it'd be about 85. That's what I'd be looking to go. But would you give Mainoo a contract? 100% I would. Look at what he's done for Manchester United in the time he's been in the first team, from Ten Hag into Ruben Amorim. I think Ruben Amorim's kind of trying to utilise, he's still learning about his players. You can see he's talking about how to utilise Casemiro, how to utilise Ugarte. You can see he is struggling, and I think the best way to utilise Mainoo is in that inside 10 when he comes back, and I think that's where you'll see the best quality from Mainoo, operating from that inside 10 position. I think he has the quality, the ability, and you've seen it, the technical player to be up there. I would have said there were concerns about whether he leave Manchester United. I think there will always be speculation unless he signs that new contract. But for me, Mainoo would be one of those players I look to build the Manchester United team around. He's good on the ball, he's technical, he's one for the future. I think it'd be a huge asset to leave. Now, him and Garnacho are the two that, for me, in the last recent years have been one of United's best players. I think Garnacho, at times, has been United's best player. And I think going forward, we need to be looking to build the future around them. I think they have the talent, the versatility as well, which is obviously very important to fit in this United team. But 100% I would give him a new contract. I think a new deal is warranted. I think the wages are ridiculous. I think 180k demand for a player who's not really, like, he's had about 1 or 2 seasons. And listen, if we want to sell Mainoo in the future, which hopefully we don't, if he's on just say 200 grand a week, no one's going to really want to sign him. And that's the issues that United currently have with the players like Rashford, like Sancho, and that's why you're seeing him going on loan, because people just can't afford their wages and they don't want to take a wage cut. That's why Casemiro doesn't want to leave. You've seen he wants to stay for 18 months. He's on 350 grand a week. Why wouldn't you want to fulfill his contract? But let me know your thoughts.